I got a phone call. Normally I use the phone where I can see the name and number. This time I didn't use that phone. And so I answered, and hello, and my name is John. I'm with a white supremacist group, and we're trying to sign up people to get rid of niggers.
Good evening, I'm NITISH BISSONAUth. You just heard from a man with this exclusive story, his experience with a white supremacist. Now he's asked to conceal his identity, but what happened to him should not be a secret. We'll call him Garry to avoid revealing who he is. He's mixed race and says that with his skin color, he's had to deal with racism his whole life. But he never expected a call like this one.
I said, well, I really don't think I want to join. He said, well, why not? Don't you want to get rid of I said, well, really, John, you don't know who you're talking to. I said, I'm a mulatto. He said, oh, what's a mulatto? And I just said, sorry, John, I think you need to educate yourself.
Garry has no idea how they got his number or why they chose to call him. He says the timing is also very peculiar. The disturbing phone call comes just one day after this. The news of what's going on in the U.S. is disturbing for Garry, and this phone call only makes things worse. In fact, he was hesitant to speak to us, but after thinking about it, he said it was important to share his story, as he fears he might not be the only one.
I realize it's here. I don't think he'll ever defeat it. But when in this case, I didn't want to do this, but I'm proud of my grandparents for what they went through, and I said I'd be letting everybody in my family down if I didn't just at least say it. This could be happening to you.
Now, Garry tried to track down the number by calling his cell phone service provider. He's also brought this up with the police. He's still waiting to hear back from them. Now, what happened to Garry and the violence in Charlottesville has brought many Torontonians together in solidarity right here where I'm standing at the U.S. Consulate on University Avenue.
Armies multiplied 1,000-fold. We can bring some
Songs of peace and chants condemning violence at the U.S. Consulate this evening. This, the reaction in Toronto to the attacks in Charlottesville, Virginia on Saturday. American expats standing with anti-fascist groups holding candles to honor 32-year-old Heather Heyer, killed when the car plowed into a group of counter-protesters.
These things that are going on in the U.S. right now, it's just insanity, and I hate to see it. I can't stand to just, I feel the news alert go off on my phone, and it's just like the anxiety comes up because it's so disgusting what's going on.
It's really disturbing, but I think that people also have to realize that it's a result of the way that we've structured our society, and that white supremacy is very real.
Well, it's important to understand that it's like the struggle down there is linked to the struggles here, and to show our solidarity with the people, not just victims of violence there, but everywhere who've been victimized by fascist violence that's been increasing.
The vigil was in part organized by the Toronto chapter of Democrats Abroad.